Hello and welcome to another episode of Other Items of Interest. I'm your host, Jack Sablocki. On today's episode, we've got Sasquatch. We've got UFOs. Scariest and spookiest of all, Dennis Rodman. All that and more on today's episode of Other Items of Interest. From KOBI5.com. I'm so happy to have a Sasquatch story, but it's not as good as you think. Man says Sasquatch attacked him with an axe. Don't get your hopes up. A call came into Klamath County 911 dispatch from a caller claiming that a man was trying to kill him with an axe. The caller was not providing a lot of information, said Klamath County Deputy District Attorney Cole Chase. That's a mouthful. And was threatening, rude, and abusive to 911 dispatchers, but the officers still responded quickly. Officers responded at high speed to the Chiloquin area. Deputies said Timothy Drennan told them that Sasquatch was the one who attacked him, with an axe no less. The defendant, Mr. Drennan, was combative, made some threats, but ultimately was taken into custody without any physical incident, Chase said. Deputy DA says he can't comment on any evidence that may be presented in court, though he added an important observation. Upon subsequent investigation, there were no signs that Sasquatch was present. Damn. Drennan is charged with misuse of 911 and initiating a false report. It doesn't appear as though there's any issue of mental health concern here, Chase said. This was strictly intoxication. This may be, in fact, the shortest news article we've ever had. So I'm going to talk at the beginning like this to pad some time. Do you like spiders? Yes? No? For those of you who don't like spiders, this one's for you. Batavia man flips car after spider lands on his leg. From WIVB.com. A Batavia man flipped his car after a spider jumped on his leg while he was driving. The Genesee County Sheriff's Office says Richard Amico said he was driving on Route 98 when the spider landed on his leg. He told deputies when he tried to brush it off, he swerved onto the shoulder of the road. That's when he hit an embankment and went airborne. The car flipped over and landed on its roof. That's it. That's the end of the article. That guy doesn't like spiders. Now, for those of you who answered, no, I do not like spiders, could that have happened to you? Something else wrong with that guy, I think, because that's insane. This following article comes to us from MiamiHerald.com, and you're going to want to check the show notes and check the link because there's a video, and the video has everything to do with the story. It is the story. Florida man let his car do the driving as he looked for God through the roof, cops say. Leonard Olson was spotted by an off-duty Hillsborough deputy standing up in his car while riding west along Interstate 4 outside Lakeland, according to Polk County court records. The arrest report said initially Olson was speeding, but then abruptly slowed down. In the video the deputy shared with Florida Highway Patrol, Olson can be seen standing up with his arms up, looking to not have a care in the world as the car zips along. A responding Florida Highway Patrol trooper stopped him on US 98 in Lakeland and asked Olson if he was in fact surfing on the top of his car through the sunroof. Olson pleaded ignorance at first. After reviewing the video, he had a change of tune. The 70-year-old admitted his vehicle was in cruise control mode. Olson said, he told the trooper, the car drives itself and has a gigantic computer in it. I thought it would be a nice way to praise God for a minute, and I thought it would be nice at the time, and that's what I did. A search of Cadillac newer vehicles shows the Super Cruise feature is available on 2018 and 2019 CT6 models. If that means anything to you, because sure as hell doesn't mean anything to me. The first true hands-free driver assistance feature for use on limited access freeways reached the car company's website. Mr. Olson was operating his vehicle with willful and wanton disregard for the motoring public, the affidavit said. That's some serious wordage. The New Jersey native was charged with reckless driving last week and booked into Polk County Jail on $21,000 bond. From DailyWire.com, D.C. may soon allow residents to issue parking tickets. This sounds like bad news written all over it. What could possibly go wrong allowing some Washington, D.C. residents to issue parking tickets against their neighbors? A whole host of things, but the D.C. City Council may implement a pilot program that would allow citizens to issue parking tickets to those obstructing a bike lane, crosswalk, bus lane, or a fire hydrant by using a mobile app. This is such a bad idea. You're going to get somebody who thinks they're Rambo or Dirty Harry, and they're going to have that app, and that app is going to be like their gun. And they're just going to be issuing tickets whenever, wherever. Somebody's going to get stabbed, and it's going to be that person. The Citizen Safety Pilot Program is included in a larger bill called the Vision Zero Enhancement Omnibus Amendment Act of 2019, which was introduced to address transportation safety concerns after several cyclists and pedestrians recently died, WTOP reported. This section of the bill would allow up to 10 residents in each ward to be trained to use the app and issue the tickets. It would start small, just 10 people per ward. Where I live, we don't have wards. So I'm not exactly, that's just a neighborhood. It sounds dystopian. It would start to small, just 10 people per ward. They would be trained and made sure they would be ready to go. When they see a vehicle that is blocking a bike lane, blocking the crosswalk, blocking a fire hydrant, they would have the ability using the app on their phone to be able to take a picture and actually have a ticket that will be issued. D.C. Council member Charles Allen, who introduced the bill, told Fox 5. The photo taken by the authorized resident using the app would indicate when and where the photo was taken, and when submitted through the app, would carry the authority of a traffic injunction issued by a city employee. Residents who applied for the program would be trained in bicycle and pedestrian safety, the laws, regulations, policies, and best practices related to issuing notices of infraction for parking violations. I need to breathe better. Holy moly. There's not a lot of punctuation in this article. They'll also be trained in proper use of the app and conflict resolution techniques, according to the bill. There could be some legal issues involved in providing citizens such power, however. Allen's bill also provides for abuse of the program. Anyone who knowingly submits false information through the app, or who provides anyone not authorized by the department with access to the app, shall be subject to a civil fine of up to $100. Imagine that your drunk friends get a hold of your phone, and they just start giving tickets to everyone. That's what I would worry about, too. Drunk idiots getting their hands on this mobile app. The city will end the program after 1 year and issue a report detailing how many residents signed up for the program, how many were granted access to the app, how many infractions. I want to say infarctions. What's an infarction? I don't know. I'd like to find out. I'm not looking it up now, no. Excuse me. Having a conversation. No, I'm going to continue with the article. The report will also look into evidence of confrontations attributable to the program and issue recommendations for improvement. Traffic cops already get plenty of grief if they're spotted giving someone a ticket. Imagine what could happen if a resident gets a ticket from his or her neighbor, a neighbor whose address he or she knows. That's pretty much it. So is it a good idea? Would you want 10 people in your ward to be giving out tickets? I don't know if I trust my neighbors that much. Woman arrested in Largo Burger King bathroom with 7 syringes hidden in body. Did you get all that? A lot going on. And another Florida woman story. We had a Florida woman story last episode or the episode before. Catching up to a Florida man. A Pinellas County woman is facing charges after deputies said she hid several syringes in her vagina. Deputies were called to the bathroom of a Burger King in Largo last week for a woman who was snarling and yelling at staff, an arrest report says. Responding deputies wrote in their report the woman was refusing to leave the property and showed several indicators of narcotics use. I'm sure snarling was one of those indicators. The woman, identified as 35-year-old Jamie Westcott, allowed deputies to search her but pulled away when they searched her groin area. Deputies say they felt something hard in her vagina area. According to the arrest report, Westcott refused to say what the item was, but uttered that she fucked up. I think that says it all. Deputies noted they gave her... At what point do you realize that you fucked up? The point where you're being arrested in a Burger King bathroom and that you have something hidden in your vagina that you don't want them to see? Or was it earlier in the afternoon that you realized you fucked up and that you needed to get your life back on track? When was it? I'm curious to know. Anywho, according to the arrest report, Westcott refused to say what the item was, but uttered that she fucked up. Deputies noted they gave her several chances to tell them what the contraband was and was warned she would face additional charges if it was brought into the jail. So the cops are threatening to arrest her. And they want to know what she has hidden. And they let her know if she brings what she has hidden into the jail and it's illegal, she gets further charges. That seems kind of messed up. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Westcott was brought into the Pinellas County Jail, where deputies say she removed 7 syringes from her vagina. The arrest report says there was a clear substance inside the syringes, but did not identify what the substance was. Westcott was charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, introducing or possessing contraband in a county detention facility. Cops were in on that one, though. And resisting an officer without violence. I'm surprised you can fit 7 syringes comfortably. I don't even know if it was comfortably in a vagina. I don't have it. Somebody email me who has a vagina. Let me know the logistics of putting 7 syringes in there. I'm really curious. A steep 125-foot slide closes in Spain after opening following injuries. A long, steep slide linking 2 streets in southern Spanish Town has been closed pending safety checks a day after it was opened to the public. The 38-meter-long slide in Estepona on the Costa del Sol is intended to give residents of all ages a quick way to travel between the streets, which sit at very different levels. So 38 meters is about almost 125 feet. They installed a 125-foot slide to get from the high street to the low street. There's a picture of this thing. I believe there's some video too, so check out the link in the show notes. The stainless steel chute, reputed to be Spain's longest, has a gradient that varies between 32 and 34 degrees. It was unveiled on Thursday, but shut down the following day after people complained of injuries, and a video posted on social media showed a user hurtling down the slide at fearsome speed and flying off at the end. And to give you an idea, if you haven't looked at the show notes, you're just surrounded by rocks going down the slide. So if you fall off, you're going to take a pretty bad tumble. One woman wrote on Twitter, "The Estepona slide is a piece of shit. I went on it and got hurt all over. I flew 2 meters and the police started to laugh." She also posted pictures of her grazed elbows, adding, "I'm not putting up one..." I'm not putting up one of my arse, which is worse. Apparently, when she landed on her ass and left a pretty bad mark. On Friday, the council said it had ordered the company that built the slide to carry out a thorough check. But it also said maybe the fact that it's a 125-foot slide is enough to show that it's not safe. What other checks do you have to do? But it also said that people needed to follow the instructions posted on the slide, such as riding it sitting up rather than lying down, keeping arms in and not using it at the same time as other people. You know what? People don't follow directions, I've found. Just my 2 cents, throwing that out there. Sometimes people are dumb. I haven't even done 10 shows yet, 10 podcasts. I can tell you just from doing the podcast, I've learned people are really, really dumb. The image shared widely on social media was an isolated event, the council said in a statement. More than 1,000 people used the slide correctly and without incident. Nevertheless, given the situation, the council has requested a new check to provide maximum guarantees for users. The slide's inauguration had met with a mischievous response online. How long will it take for a drunk foreign tourist to die on it? Wondered one Twitter user. What a fantastic idea this new slide between Streets and Estepona is, wrote another. Dentists are going to be rubbing their hands together because people are going to knock their teeth out, and the dentists like that. From channelnewsasia.com, smell of durian causes hundreds to evacuate from Canberra Library. Now, if you don't know what a durian is, they range in size between like a football and a rugby ball, and they're that kind of shape, and they're spiky all over. And inside is a fruit. I've never tried the fruit. What they're known for is their smell. It smells like rotting death. People like the fruit though, and they eat it. I don't understand it. Now to the article. Hundreds of people were evacuated from a library in Australia's capital city on Friday after the smell of durian sparked fears of a gas leak, the second such false alarm to be reported in Australia this year. That's how bad it smells. People thought there was a gas leak from one fruit. Firefighters were called to the University of Canberra's library following reports of a strong smell of gas around 2:30 p.m. Around 550 people evacuated the building in under 6 minutes while firefighters investigated the source of the smell. After an hour, the firefighters completed a search of the building and located the source of the smell. Hazmat crews also conducted atmospheric monitoring to ensure the area was safe, said the agency. The suspected gas leak turned out to be part of a durian, said the University of Canberra library in a Facebook post. The offending fruit has now been removed. The library later said that a durian had been left in one of their rubbish bins. There are pictures of these fruits on the website. You can see what they look like. The inside to me always it looks like a chicken breast, actually. Very yellow. But I think the actual consistency of it is like pudding. I won't eat it. I know where to get one. I'll never eat it. The smell is so bad. If you've never smelled one, search out one of these fruits just to experience the smell. It is very much worth it. Last year, a rotting durian. Now, I can't imagine a rotting durian. If the durian itself smells like rotting death, when it goes bad, that's got to kill people. Last year, a rotting durian left at the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology University campus library also caused about 500 students and teachers to be evacuated. Fruit's bad, mess you up. Guns N' Roses sues brewery over its Guns N' Rosé beer. From the AP. The rock band Guns N' Roses is accusing a Colorado brewery of piggybacking off their fame to sell beer and merchandise. The band filed a trademark infringement lawsuit Thursday against Colorado-based Oscar Blues Brewery, which sells Guns N' Rosé beer and merchandise and bandanas the group says are associated with singer Axl Rose. The complaint says Oscar Blues applied to trademark Guns N' Rosés last year and abandoned the effort after the band objected. The lawsuit says the brewery is still selling the beer and the merchandise. The band want a court order blocking the brewery from misappropriating its name, destroying the products, and turning over profits from Guns N' Roses and other monetary awards. Oscar Blues marketing director Kyle Ingram did not immediately return a telephone message seeking comment. And I called him like 3 or 4 times. Dennis Rodman, accused of stealing 400-pound amethyst crystal from yoga studio, from NBCNewYork.com. The owner of a Southern California yoga studio is accusing Dennis Rodman of helping 3 people steal more than $3,500 in merchandise from his business. Ali Shah says security cameras captured the former NBA star walking into Vibes Hot Yoga in Newport Beach on Tuesday with his alleged accomplices. Shah said the 4 worked together to distract an employee so they could steal clothes and a 400-pound amethyst crystal from the front desk. That's no easy feat, a 400-pound crystal. Shah said Rodman returned Wednesday and tried to distract a different employee while a female companion grabbed clothes that were on display. Police told the Los Angeles Times they were investigating the matter and no one has been arrested. Rodman told TMZ that the studio's owner offered him the clothes as gifts in exchange for moving the crystal. Dennis Rodman, what a scamp. From thetakeout.com, Costco receipt checking protocol fails to nab man stealing 24 bottles of Hennessy. Maybe those weird airport self-help books were right. Maybe the key to achieving anything in life is confidence, swagger, acting like you know what you're doing, faking it till you make it, etc. It seemed to work temporarily for one unnamed man who absconded from a Costco in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin on Friday with 24 bottles of Hennessy cognac valued at $1,500. I hate cognac, so 24 bottles is nasty. Was he going to drink all this? Was he going to resell it? I don't know. I don't think the article says either. News station WISN 12 obtained surveillance footage of the man's journey through the store, which shows him breezing past the registers. He has a momentary interaction with a Costco employee who then seems to let him exit the store. Smooth talker, eh? How did he explain away these bottles? Where were those famed Costco receipt checkers? Police did eventually track down the suspect who was driving a minivan with Minnesota license plate. He's been arrested, though police have not released his name or the charges he faces. He also allegedly stole a home surveillance system, probably to safeguard all that cognac. It was weird reading a news article from not really a news website. I guess they are a news website in a way. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Just my inner monologue, what I'm thinking, what I thought about reading this article. A little behind the scenes of the podcast, if you will. Pretty boring, huh? That is a lot of cognac, though. Pilot films UFO hurtling through sky from cockpit. I've never seen something fly so fast. From dailystar.co.uk. Turkish Captain Attila Şentürk saw the bizarre... That's a pretty badass name, Attila Şentürk. And he's Captain Attila. That's even more badass. Anyway, Captain Attila Şentürk saw the bizarre object during a domestic flight from Istanbul to Cologne on May 10th. The Turkish airline pilot filmed the white object repeatedly traveling in circles at incredible speed in the distance from his aircraft. Footage of the encounter captured the UFO reflecting flashes of light on the horizon. Due to its distance from the aircraft, the object's definition remains a mystery. There are videos on this website if you want to check out the show notes for the link. I can't tell you what the videos are exactly right now because my ad blocker is on and it killed those videos. Not the ads on the page, just the videos. Attila said, during Germany to Cologne flight, we saw an incredibly bright celestial body at high altitude. It wasn't a satellite or a star. The pilot led on to add that the object quickly disappeared moments after he filmed it. Despite UFO sightings often hitting the headlines, the pilot stated he had never encountered anything like that himself. It was the first time I saw something like this, Attila added. It was very close to us and very bright despite the sun. I've never seen something fly so fast. The flight cabin supervisor and first officer also witnessed the unknown object. It comes after a tourist filmed UFOs emerging from a giant red cloud. And weeks ago, a plasma cloud shaped like a face appeared across the U.S. I didn't hear about that. Any of you hear about that? Did you hear about that? Plasma cloud shaped like a face? You have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. A hand-carved throne has been in a local papers classified for 6 years. Someone finally bought it from the CBC. On February 8, 2013, an unusual for sale notice appeared in the classified section in the Prince George Citizen. Hand-carved throne, $5,000 firm, it read. It stayed there for the next 6 years. The daily paper was, at the time, running a promotion in which for sale ads ran indefinitely until a buyer was found. The price dropped, but the ad kept running. It became a piece of community lore until last week when it was finally purchased by a local pub. It's been a part of Prince George for so long, BX pub owner Justin Mousseau said for his motivation for making the purchase. You get up, you let the dog out, you get the paper, you make sure the throne is still for sale. Mousseau said he heard the customers talk about the throne 1 or 2 times a week, along with rumors about where it might have come from. Finally, at the suggestion of his wife, he bought it, in part so he wouldn't have to keep hearing about it. Enough is enough, he said, laughing. And there's a extended interview with this Justin Mousseau fella, if you check out the website in the show notes. The ad for what is actually a hand-carved 20th century replica was placed by Larry Johnson. He bought it at an antique show at Prince George 17 or 20 years ago after being struck by its intricate designs. I took one look and I thought, oh my God, I've got to have this chair, he said. I do woodwork and carving. The artwork on it is just incredible. And there is a picture of the chair, and that is definitely worth taking a look at. I hate to say quite the chair, but it is really quite the chair. However, keeping the oversized piece of furniture in his 900 square foot home wasn't practical, so Johnson put it up for sale. He would get 2 or 3 calls a year, but no one was interested in paying what he felt the throne was worth. Eventually, he dropped the price to $1,000. It wouldn't go lower than that. Mousseau agrees with Johnson's assessment of the chair's beauty, something not captured in the small black and white photo in the classifieds. It looks way better than I would have thought, Mousseau said. It's absolutely breathtaking. Mousseau said he's receiving dozens of messages from people who want to know if he's really claimed the famous throne. Johnson and Citizen Classified Supervisor Derek Springall have been fielding curious calls as well. The first call I got Monday morning was, I heard a rumor. Did that throne sell? The ad has prompted plenty of conversation over the years. Some were from customers threatening to cancel their subscription if it continued to appear. In 2018, an angry letter writer suggested a crowdfunding campaign to buy and burn the throne so readers could stop looking at it. What an ass. You should really take a look at this chair. It is quite the chair. At its new home at the BX Pub, the throne will be available as part of a birthday package. And that's that. Really take a look at this chair. You're going to want this chair. You're going to go, oh, there's no way, Jack. There's no way I'm going to be interested in a stupid chair. Look at the chair. Go look at the chair. You'll be interested. You have been enjoying other items of interest. Man detained in China for giving dogs illegal names, from the BBC. A man has been detained in eastern China for giving his dogs illegal names, it's reported. According to popular newspaper Beijing News, a dog breeder in his early 30s, surnamed Ban, in eastern Anhui province. Listen right now. There's going to be a lot of words in this article that I'm just not going to be able to pronounce. There's English words I'm trying to pronounce on the fly that I can't pronounce. So, cut me some slack, would you? Anhui, Anhui province, was summoned by the police. We might as well learn Chinese. We're all going to be speaking it one day. He was summoned by police on Monday after posting on mobile messenger WeChat that he had 2 new dogs named Shengwan and Jingwang. The names attracted controversy because they refer to government and civil service workers respectively, not respectfully. It's quite the opposite. It's disrespectfully over there. Chengwang are officials employed in urban areas to tackle low-level crime, and Jiguan are informal community workers such as traffic assistants. The paper says that Mr. Ban gave the dogs the names for fun, but the authorities have failed to see the funny side. They rarely do see the funny side, particularly with regards to the former. The Yingzhou police say, I'm having trouble with my English words now because of the Chinese words. The Yingzhou police said that they had immediately launched an investigation into the man who they say had issued insulting information against law enforcement personnel. They added that in accordance with the relevant provisions in the People's Republic of China law on public security, he must spend 10 days in an administrative detention center. That's a nice way of saying jail, administrative detention center, in the city of Xinjiang. Oh, these words are hard. I can't get through the rest of this. My tongue hurts. My cheeks hurt. Well, there you have it. You've squandered away another half hour of your life listening to this podcast, and I thank you for it. I do appreciate it greatly. My name is Jack Zablocki. I've been your host. This has been Other Items of Interest. Check out otheritemsofinterest.com. It's where we have everything you could want.